Hello, year one. We're going to be having a look at revising our 3D shapes again, and then we're going to be looking at some missing number problems today. So let's just click through to where we got to yesterday. I had this ready and I've just clicked the wrong button to put it on the page that we needed. So this is the one we're going to have a look at first. So I'm going to explain this one, then we'll answer some of the other ones together. So this says how many surfaces, another word for that is faces, that this shape has. So first of all, I'd like to think about what shape this is. So it's supposed to, with the shading, it's not showing a circle, it's showing a sphere. So a sphere such as a ball, could be a sphere, a marble. So these shapes roll really easily and they have one curved face, wraps all the way around. And we could look at this shape. So this is a cone. So this cone, we could think about how many surfaces it has. So it's got one flat one at the bottom and a curved one that goes right the way around. It's true it has two faces or two surfaces. So it's got one that wraps right the way around. So this could be like an ice cream cone, one of those waffle kind of cones are the most cone-like ones I think that you can find, or part of a traffic cone. And it has two faces. Let's think about what the name of this shape will be. It's got one sharp point at the top, got a flat bottom. And that's a way of spotting a pyramid. And this one has got a triangular base. So one of the names for this shape is a triangular based pyramid. It has a triangle at the base, at the bottom. And another question. First of all, we'll think about what this shape is. It also has a sharp point at the top. It's also got a flat shape at the bottom. So this shape is also a pyramid, but this time it's got a square at the bottom. So it's a square-based pyramid. So for its edges, this is my technique for finding the edges for pyramids. Look at the bottom first. We can see, because it's a square, it's got 4. And from each corner, there is another edge pointing up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double 4 is 8. So the edges, I'm not too worried about you knowing that a pyramid, a square-based pyramid, has 8 edges, but I'd like you to start recognising this language of edge. These are faces. And what we'd say as corners, we've got a mathematical word, vertices. Vertices, edges and faces. And we're also revising our shape names. So let's look at this shape, which was a sphere. So the edges that this shape has, 0. It doesn't have any edges. It's curved all the way around, which makes it a very special shape. I can look at these two shapes to think about what this one is called and what this one's called. This one has a sharp point at the top, but it doesn't have any flat faces. So this is our cylinder. It's like a can that you might find in your cupboard. This is our cone. So our cylinder has got one face here, one at the bottom, and one right the way around. So it's got 3 surfaces. Our cone has one surface right the way round and one at the bottom. So the cylinder has got 3 and the cone has got 2. And we should know this by now. What is the name of this shape? Some people say a sphere. That's a name. Make sure you say sphere. So we've got at the start, a sphere. And this is the last one what we're going to do. So this shape has got all square faces. That makes it a cube. This is my way of counting the surfaces of a cube. You've got the one on the top and the one on the bottom. That's 2. So if you go round the middle, there are 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. So what we're going to do today is to answer some missing number problems. We've done our shape revision and we're going to move on to missing number problems that look something like this. So all the questions I've given you today for the main activity are adding. So it could be 14 plus something makes 20. We'll go to 20 as our first one, revising what we did earlier in the week. So what we can do for this, let's have a think about what our 14 looks like. So 14 add something makes 20. Now with this example, we can think about this nice gap that we've got here. What would we need to fill to make that up to 20? What we'd need to put in. And if you know your number bonds quickly, you would know that that is a 6. The 6 and the 4 go together to make another 10. So 14 plus 6 makes 20. Let's have a look at a different one. Let's have 3 plus something makes 15. We'll get rid of some of these. Let's have a look at what 15 looks like. Put that over here. And we need to think that 3 add another number is going to make our 15. Now 3 is quite a small number to make 15. So I know I'm going to have to add another 10. I'm going to put my equal sign here and make a Numicon sum. Didn't realise that was still yellow in the previous lesson. So we've got here 3 add. And I didn't mean to do that. There we go. 3 add something makes 15. So we know we're going to need 10. So far, 3 and my 10 would make 13. So let's think about that 5 shape. It's got a 3 and a 2 at the bottom. So our answer would be 12. We can put those together to check that it looks the same. 3 add 12 made 15. I'm pressing all the wrong keys today. 3 add 12 makes 15. And the next thing we're going to look at is how you might use a tens frame to help you. So I found a slightly different one today. It lets you draw. It's very tricky with the mouse. You have to excuse the slightly wobbly 6. So we're going to think 6 add something makes 18. Another good thing is it has monsters on here as well. So I have made, let's see, 10. I was having a play with this and I haven't quite made it up to 18. So that's my whole. If we're thinking about our part whole models as well, let's draw one of those too. That could also be useful. So we'll just draw a quick part whole model just in rough here. It's not the neatest one I've drawn, but it'll do the job. We're just working in rough. So our whole is 18. And we know one of the parts is 6. So what I'm going to do now, get rid of that drawing tool. So let's make 6 of these a different colour so we can see. So that's going to be 4. 5 and 6. So now we can have a look at that on the tens frame. We can see 6 add something makes 18. So let's see how many we've got of the other colour, the other part. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Let's write that into here. 12. 12 add 6 made 18. And our answer for this one was 12. There we go. Right, let's try a different one. So we'll start over. Again, we're going to use our tens frame to 20. And I think I'll have a new total this time. Put those in here. I'm just going to make that a little bit easier to see. I'm going to get rid of that one actually. Let's look at this number. So our whole is 15. And I'm going to write a question, a missing number question to do with this one. Let's have a better coloured pen. So I'm going to have this time 4 add something is going to give us 15. I'm going to use a part whole model to set this out as well. So you can just do these in rough, you don't need to use your mouse. So the total is 15 and one of the parts is 4. Let's show that on the tens frame as well. Let's have a different colour. Let's use this one this time. So need to get rid of that first. So we can see now that we've got 4. I'm just thinking if I did that again, I might have done this 4 here. That might have been nice and clear to see on the tens frame. So I think moving these is going to make it easier for me to count. So I've got here a whole tens frame of monsters and just one on its own. And I've got the 4 here. So it's now much easier to see the parts. So one of the parts was 4 and the other was 10 plus 1 is 11. So 4 plus 11 makes 15. So our missing number was 15. So those are some strategies for you to solve the problems. A lot of you are getting very quick and fluent at having the number facts in your head, so you can quickly see what you would need to add. So I will put links to all of these on the teaching, and you can use that to answer your missing number questions. And let me just bring them up so you can see. So your sheet looks like this, just like the examples that we've done. You can use counters, you can use websites to see if you can accurately find all the missing numbers. And if you whiz through those, there are some reasoning problems for you to do as well.